Do you remember Dom Joly? This was a guy who was famous about 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, for going around in public with a massive phone and speaking on it very loudly, and other funny pranks, long before everyone started doing it themselves. Well, he's back with the Conspiracy Tour, where he poses as various sort of spoof conspiracy theorists. Notice the UFO at the top there, and the symbol for a certain virus. Notice the O in Dom is shaped like the virus. Yeah, so he's mocking conspiracy theorists and I suppose making fun of anyone who questions the official line on that virus. Well, how could you not? How could you not question the official line after everything that has now been revealed? I commented on this post and said it would be one hell of a coincidence if no conspiracy theories ever turned out to be true. But I guess what Dom is doing is mocking those that think that every single conspiracy theory is true. And there are people, usually flat earthers, who just think that everything is a conspiracy. But if you have seen what's happened over the last 3 or 4 years and don't question it at all, how naive are you? I did post a couple of examples in the comments, and Dom Joly came back saying these aren't actually conspiracy theories that came true, they are just things that happened. Hope that helps. It was a rather patronising tone. One of the obvious examples is the Wuhan virus, where the idea that it came out of Wuhan was a conspiracy theory, and then that turned out to be true. I gave a few other examples as well. I mean, there's so many examples now, isn't there? But why would someone like Dom Joly choose as his hill to die on a campaign to ridicule any kind of conspiracy theory whatsoever? At one point, he also mentions Jeffrey Epstein's name, as if to say, oh, anyone who questions anything to do with Jeffrey Epstein must be a tinfoil hat nutter. But we know now that Jeffrey Epstein was compromising people, don't we? That he was videotaping the powerful on the island, including, sadly, Professor Stephen Hawking. And that's why these people were being taken to that island, so that they could be compromised. And something I noticed in the comments, a lot of the people agreeing with him have Ukraine flags in their profile. English people that just want to show that they stand with Ukraine. And over the last couple of years, a sure sign of someone who just laps up whatever the BBC tells them or whatever the mainstream Western narrative is, it's somebody with a Ukraine flag in their bio. I get it if you're Ukrainian and you want to represent your country, especially at a time when it's been invaded. But if you're someone not from that country, probably never heard of that country until a couple of years ago or had no interest in it, but all of a sudden you are flying that flag, it's a sure sign that you've lapped up the propaganda on various other topics and you get your news from the BBC, which we know lied. And everyone knows the BBC lied about the war in Iraq. And I'm sure Dom Joly will agree with that and will acknowledge that, because it's become so proven now. You can't challenge it. We know that the war in Iraq was based on a pack of lies that the BBC parroted every day. And I'm sure Dom Joly wouldn't deny that, but he will lap up the same propaganda from the BBC when it comes to situations elsewhere. So I wonder why Dom Joly has chosen this as his axe to grind, as his hill to die on. But you can see him on tour at the moment. It's called the Conspiracy Tour. Maybe I'll go along to it, see if it's any good. Like this video, share this video, leave a comment on it and subscribe to the channel.